Oh, that was harsh. Today's video is all going to be about shortening your swing the correct way. I get a lot of golfers say, I think my swing's too long. And their thought process and how they try and attack it is just by shortening the golf swing, just by making a shorter motion, by stopping the swing. And it throws out the timing, it throws out the rhythm, it throws out the tempo. They tend to struggle. What I would like is your swing to be the correct length because you physically can't turn anymore. So if you coil correctly, the swing will be short enough. Golfers who tend to overswing, it's because there is too much of a lifting motion. Maybe their body stands up, their head goes up, maybe a collapsing of the arms, the hands getting very close to the body. So it tends to be a fault. Now, if I make that fault, but I just try and do a shorter version of it, that doesn't really help anything. It doesn't solve anything. So if you're feeling that you're overswinging and that's causing some problems, I would simply start with a better coiled motion. You're potentially turning, let's do it this way, in fact, turning, but you're not tilting enough. There needs to be both in your backswing. So yes, we want to turn here, but we also need to maintain our back angle. We need our lead side, that's my left shoulder working down and in front of me, my trail side, right hip, right shoulder moving up and behind me. That's a very coiled backswing. If I stretch my arms out, physically I can't go any longer. And that's really going to help me shorten my swing the correct way, the powerful way, rather than just I'm going to make the same terrible golf swing, but just a shortened version of it. That's not going to help. So the best coiling exercise, I would put a ball down. If you're not new to my channel, you'll have seen me do this before. If you put a marker, I'm going to use these colourful T-pegs on the ground here, and I've put them around 2 feet, even up to 3 feet is fine, in front of the golf ball, so further away from me, and I've put them slightly behind the golf ball as well. And what I'm going to do is make sure the club is high across my shoulders, not down on my chest, and nice and level. Golf posture. I'm going to focus on the ball. I'm trying to get the end of the grip to point at those coloured T-pegs. And that means I'm getting the right amount of turn and tilt. So it's at least 90 degrees, as much as I can, even up to 100. And my lead shoulder here is pointing down towards those T-pegs. That's the correct amount of tilt. That it's not turning and lifting, because I can keep going and going and going from there, unrestricted. That doesn't help. Whereas this motion, stretching my arms out, physically coiled as much as I can. So let's try for that coiled golf swing. How I would take that to the range to start with is once you've done those exercises, then do one where you stop at the top and hit. So I'm going to get my lead shoulder working down underneath my chin, feeling like it's pointing at those T-pegs. Oh, that hurt holding it so long. Let me see if I can hit it a bit better. I wouldn't worry too much about the result. My back gave up on me then. That's old age. Let me try that again. So lead shoulder down, coil correctly, that way. There we go. I've missed it a little left. But I'm just looking for the feeling, the coiled motion. And you'll have seen from this angle that I'm really only getting my arms to around here somewhere. We're not over swinging. This is applicable with any golf club. It's easier to do these exercises with an iron than a driver. Sure, because the ball's on the ground rather than up in the air. But the motion we're looking for, the coiled effect, absolutely the same. So once I've done those, I would go into a full motion, but just coiling up. So I'm thinking about lead shoulder down. That's down my target line. It's got to be on the green. That's where I would take it to the course without too much conscious thought. So when you're stopping at the top initially in training, don't expect your best shots. Maybe give yourself a small T-peg. Don't worry about it being perfect. Definitely video yourself, but look at that amount of coil. This exercise is always my go-to when I'm seeing someone overswinging, and they often tell me, oh, I'm just trying to shorten it. Doesn't normally work. As I said, it throws out the timing, throws out the tempo, coil better instead, and you're really going to have the right backswing length for you, for your mobility and flexibility. Give it a go. If the video helps, smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe.